Hey guys, got something very interesting and unique to show you today. This is a Colt Peacemaker, but it is an airsoft pellet gun that was modified by Bill Holstein at CCM. Yep, that Bill Holstein. To shoot 43 caliber paintballs. So from what I understand of what he did, he removed the sleeve. So there's a tool to remove the like barrel liner in here, and then he took real 44 caliber brass from a real firearm, punched out the primer. Usually that's where the primer would be that ignites your gunpowder. And what you do is you take the 43 cal paintball and it just kind of goes in. Some fit a little bit better than others. You can kind of, I've done some reloading, so you can crimp these a little bit if you know how to do that, if you wanted them to feel a little tighter. But then put this down without dropping anything. And this is like a cowboy action gun. So you flip to the side and you slide each one of them in, and then the CO2 is going to come up from the 12 gram in the grip and it fires down the barrel. So now you get a lot of looks bringing this to play paintball. Maybe more of a mag fag kind of thing, but just very cool. My plan was maybe buy another one, do the same thing, have two. So anyway, it's so single action. So like pulling the trigger doesn't do anything. You have to pull the hammer back and then pull the trigger to make it fire, and then pull the hammer back again on the next one. And if you were really cool cowboy, you could fan the hammer like so, if you've seen that, and make it fire faster without having to manually cock it every time. But you can imagine you're a general at one of these big scenario games or something, having this on your hip would be kind of cool. So with that, let's see how it shoots here. So I put 112 gram in it already, and you can hear there's no leaks. So to make it kind of cooler, I think they just made it use an Allen key, so there's not like a big knob hanging out the bottom, so it kind of keeps its looks. But I would be careful waving this around because it looks real. All right, so let's fire here. Not bad, right? Let's see what this thing actually chronos at. That one's 241. I imagine it's going to vary quite a bit depending on how tightly they fit in those shells. 238. Maybe it's only 5 shot. Maybe. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I think it's 6. So you can kind of rotate the cylinder and look down and see if there's any paint in them. If you pull the hammer back a little bit, you can rotate it and see. I'd be very careful with this, because it is hard to tell if there's paint in it. But it is very, very fun. All right, so that was it. So then to get the shells out, you have an extractor here on the side with the spring. So you push this down, and as you push that down, you'll see the shell starts to come out. And then you'd rotate it to the next one, push the next one out. Now, I don't think there's enough room. You might be able to reload them through there, through the front of the cylinder, without having to take the shells out, if maybe you were careful and you were able to clear this screw without scratching or breaking a ball. Oh, maybe you can flip the whole thing forward too. Let's see. I haven't used this in a long time. Oh, that might be a safety. It's got that red dot there in this little switch, which makes me think that's a safety. You know, obviously didn't come that way back in the 1800s or whenever these were first made. Yeah, there we go. So when I pulled the hammer back, I was able to flip it, and now it's white. And now if you pull the trigger, the hammer doesn't fall. Anyway, very fun conversation piece, if nothing else. And the first one I chronoed hit 300. So again, that might be because of how these are crimped. If you have, you can get a hand loading tool at like a reloading store, or where they sell reloading supplies, or even online. Probably better online. And you can crimp these so that it'd be a little bit tighter fit. And I've got a whole bunch of those. But if you go to the range, pick up 44 spent casings and punch out the primer, there's a tool for doing that too. And you can make more, but I have a bunch that would come with this. And then if you're wondering about paint, believe it or not, that size 43 caliber is fairly available here. This I think is yeah, the Umarex stuff. So you know, they make a lot of like, you know, mag-fed guns like that look like Glocks and stuff like that, and some of them fire this type of paint so they can have the smaller magazine and everything. But that's it. So you can get these, and I got a whole jar that'll come with this, and they work. I mean, pretty amazing. Anyway, this was the box, and I've seen you can still buy these. It's kind of a neat piece of CCM history that Bill made these. So here's the plug to remove the liner, and then it comes with all the parts and stuff. But lots of these, you know, a couple packages of these ready to go. So you could fill out like a cool cowboy belt or something with those, and really look the part if you're playing a scenario game or something, or just wanted to show off at the field. I've even got some 12 grams in there I could throw in as well, since I use those a lot with some of my stock class guns. Anyway, I'm gonna list that up. I've had my fun with it. It's time to move it on to somebody else. So again, that is the Colt Peacemaker, and on the barrel here, where'd it go? Patented September 18th, 1871. I'm sure this one wasn't, but you know. Anyway, very cool piece. Thanks for looking.